Good morning, folks. It is Ray, and it's a sneaky little book haul because I kind of have books. Although, like, some of them were gift/borrow. I think one is a borrow, and the other one was like partly paid for with Christmas vouchers, and the other two were like dead cheap. And they're educational. Educational. That is the caveat I'm going with. They're educational. But yes, I shall first show you the book. I did mention this in one of my previous videos that I'd acquired this, but I haven't showed you, so I thought I'll do that now. But basically, I got a £10 gift voucher for Waterstones from my lovely colleagues at the Chesterfield branch, where I worked for 2 months. And I'm not anymore, so sad. So yes, I spent that when I went into Nottingham a few weeks back, and admittedly I did kind of still have to pay like a good about £6 because it was like a £17 hardback. But I got Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour, and I've heard really, really good things about this, and it is beautiful looking, and it is also purple. Look at the purple. That's the wrong way up, I think. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But yes, much purple, and it sounds like a very intriguing story. And I'm very much looking forward to reading this soon. I need to read it soon, I think. But then again, I have so many stacks of books that are waiting for me to read. Too much to do. But yes, anywho, there was those two. And basically the next two are both arcs. One is, and they're both from my dear Twinny, Jess of Jess Hearts Books, who she surprised me with one of them. I wasn't expecting that. I knew she was sending me the other one, because I was like, please, can I borrow it? And I read it all already, and it's amazing, and as soon as it actually comes out and I can get a physical copy, because the cover is glorious. The arc cover is glorious, but the physical cover is actually insane, and oh my god. And basically it is The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. Melinda, so it sounded like Belinda there, sorry. Melinda Salisbury, and it is I think it's the first in a fantasy series. I don't know how many it's going to be, but oh my god, it's just so amazing. The idea of it is just really, really fascinating, and just the characters are just so good, and it's just so pretty. Look at it. I'm much articulate today, but yes, really, really excellent fantasy, and it's not one of those fantasies that ends on a point that you're going to go, like, just literally leave you hanging. There is a kind of, does sort of resolve things in this book, but then you are just kind of like, please, may I know more? Like, now? But it's not the kind of one you have to sort of rip your arm off to kind of go after and beat the sequel out of. Maybe. I don't know. But yes, really awesome, kind of dark tinged fantasy, and it's just, I really, really liked it. So, I'm assuming, Jess, you want this back at some point. I shall, well, I'm going to see you next week, so I can always just bring it back with me, because we're like totally going to 2 book events that we sorted out yesterday. Yes. Random segue. Waterstones in Birmingham is having a sort of Harry Potter book night on the 5th of February, which is next week. And so me and Jess are going to that. And then we're staying for the Samantha Shannon event afterwards, because why not? We've paid for train tickets already, so yes, we'll be at that. So if there's, I don't know, I'm not enough people watching me to actually gonna go, oh my god, you're Ray Reads. No, that's just ridiculous. So narcissistic. Right, and the other book she sent me by surprise was I Was Here by Gail Forman, and I've heard some people like this, some people not so sure, and I read Just One Day, like last year, maybe early last year, and I haven't read Just One Year yet, so I kind of need to get onto that and then read this. The books I have to read, I have so many books, and the arc is like, the font is really strange. I quite like it though. But yes, I have that to read, so thank you for that, Jess, because she got a finished copy of that, so she sent me the arc, so I'm assuming I'm allowed to keep that one. But yes, and the other 2 books, the other day I was like tired, so I went out for coffee, because sometimes all the tea in the world will not give me the caffeine boost that a latte will. So I vent out, and then afterwards I went into Oxfam. I bought some yarn as well, but that's, I won't show you on this channel because there'll be another little video about that shortly. But I found two. I keep buying sort of dictionary type things from Oxfam. I got this Penguin rhyming dictionary because, as you might know, because I've been whining about it on Twitter, I have a poetry module for my creative writing and I suck at poetry, and so I bought a rhyming dictionary because, I mean, not that a lot of modern poems really want to rhyme these days, but I have a rhyming dictionary anyway. I borrowed them from the library, but obviously I'm going to have to give that back. But yes, I got this, and it was like $1.99, and yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to make use of this, although I don't understand fully how it's going to work, but yeah. We'll see if that actually does help to make my poetry less shit. But I've got to do some poetry work this week, today, because of my tutorials tomorrow, and I've not done the tutorial work that I'm supposed to do, in terms of just writing some, like a rough draft of poetry, since I've got to bring that to my tutorial, so I need to get it done. So that's going to be after this, since I spent all of yesterday kind of just watching all of the knitting videos. I have a problem, but that's not your problem. And the other book I got was a Concise English Dictionary of English Etymology, because why not? Words, I like words, and just having a sort of been able to know when kind of words originated from, at least even in a sort of like more concise form, is it's pretty cool. And I know in terms of writing things, it helps if you're trying to write things that are gauged around a certain period of time, and if you're using words that didn't exist until like 400 years later, even in a kind of fantasy setting, at least having it's something useful. Use can be made of it, and it was $1.99, so meh. I am so mature. But yes, those are the 5 books that I have, and that should, well, this is the thing. Me and Jess are going to Waterstones next week. I mean, we shouldn't be buying any books because I have like no money because I'm not earning anything, and it's like, but it's going to depend on whether I buy a copy of I might buy a copy of the Mime Order, because that's just come out, and we're going to a Samantha Shannon event, and I need to read the Bone Season as well, because that's kind of awkward that I haven't read that yet, and I'm going to see her next week, so that should be my weekend task, after I finish rereading Etiquette and Espionage, because I needed to read something steampunky and sort of with awesome kind of precocious 14-year-olds, because Jess was reading A Murder Most Unladylike, which I need to get also, and Arsenic for Tea. There are things that I need to get. I'm going to a bookshop next week. You see my dilemma. You see my dilemma. But yes, that is all I've got. I'm going to finish this before 10 minutes, because I filmed a 45-minute video yesterday. You won't see it. It's not on this channel. Don't worry. You're not going to have to live through it. But other people might, because that's the kind of format that they watch. But I'm not complaining about that. But anyway, I'm going to go and do stuff, and I shall see you soon, maybe. Bye!